have a gigantic microphone. I can't help it. Welcome. What do we have going on here? This is TikTok. How are you guys on TikTok? Let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. I am aware that I look like a ghost. I have my lighting down all the way. And I'm still setting up in this new spot. So if I look like a ghost, it is what it is. You may even see some real ghosts. Keep your eyes out. Welcome everyone on Instagram. How are you guys over there? Please let me know that you can hear me and see me all right. Okay, that would be greatly appreciated. And welcome everyone on Facebook and YouTube. We are in a new spot. I have a lot of historical tours and ghost hunts and the haunted sleepovers amping up. And July is going to be packed. We got people sleeping here constantly. We were just featured in the Haunted History Trail of New York State. So if you guys haven't checked it out, you're into paranormal stuff or just even the historical aspect of things, check out the Haunted History Trail of New York State. So what a lot of people like to do is bounce from place to place to place and go on, you know, make these little road trips, these little vacays, and hit all the haunted spots. And my location here is one where you can sleep. So you could do a haunted sleepover experience with up to 25 of your friends. So anyways, it's a ton of fun, and we're booking up here quick for the summer, but that means I had to relocate my filming area. So we're going to be here, and we're going to be camped out right here for all of July and possibly even August. And this was the dining room of the original owners, builders of the house. So what you see behind me, wherever there's a square, there's a big one in the middle, little squares on the outside corners, on the ceiling, that's where they would have had their chandeliers hanging. So they would have had a large chandelier hanging in the middle and then smaller ones on all four outside corners. And you'll see them walk through here. He wears a darker suit. She wears a long, like a cream colored dress. And they walk this way in the middle of the day, all night long, whenever. People see them all different times. First time we saw them, it was the middle of the day. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I thought I was seeing stuff. I have full body apparitions of these two, the owners of the house, walking through here. So I believe at this point, because I'm always like, why only there? Because we don't see them in other parts of the house. Why only right through here? And then I found out this is their dining room and their kitchen was right through there. So I believe they're looking for snacks. I think they're going into the kitchen. And the mother haunts the house quite a bit here. You'll see her son died in one of the rooms. So he was about, I believe he was 14, 15 when he died in the one room upstairs, and she died 9 months later of a broken heart. So this house started with a lot of paranormal activity. And then it was a funeral home for over 55 years, Okay, so anyways, I'm just going off on a tangent, but you guys may want to check it out. So again, we were featured in the Haunted History Trail of New York State. You get the magazine or go to .com. Okay, they have a website with that name, Haunted History Trail of New York State.com. Also, you can go to my website, Ivy Rivera psychicmedium.com, and go to the Ivy League Psychic Academy page. We are now the headquarters for the Ivy League Psychic Academy. And if you're not into ghost hunts or haunted sleepovers, but you love architecture and you're into history, book a historical tour for yourself. We're also 2 blocks from the beach. You really can't beat this location. Okay. So we're going to have a ton of fun with that. And I've got some good AC working on the lower levels of the house, so you guys will be comfortable. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like we have quite a few early ones. I forgot to ask Diana, how many early ones do we have? Could you just drop it in the comments? So I think because we have so many early ones tonight, I'm going to skip advertisements. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. I do want to warn everyone, it's Mercury in retrograde. I have like 6 Gemini placements, so it's a hard time for me. And I think I have some kind of heat stroke or something going on because I feel like my brain is melting in this heat. I am struggling to function on a basic level. All right. So bear with me. And I would love to hear in the comment section where you guys are tuning in from and how hot it is where you are. And I can't drink enough. I can't like get hydrated. All right. Are we good? By the way, do we have audio, video everywhere, Diana? I think we're good. Can I get a thumbs up? Did anyone give me a thumbs up? I asked for it and then I stopped even looking. I think we're good. We look fine to me, right? I don't know. Instagram actually looks questionable. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. I don't know what the heck's going on with Instagram though. I never really do. Are we good? Why the hell is this moved? How did this happen? Irritate me. All right, there we go. Thank you, Diana. Welcome, everyone. I'm Ivy Rivera. I'm a psychic medium, Italian arrow walk. This is something unexpected is coming your way. I will tell you what and when. You're going to drop your $10 donation, and I'm going to deliver your message. Now, this could be great information. This could be questionable information. You know, I don't believe in bad things happening. I see these things as opportunities for you to learn or grow or change perhaps, but I don't control what type of message is going to come through. So, you know, this could be something you really want to hear. This could be something that maybe you don't want to hear, or it could just be something that's going to be a surprise. Okay, I don't know. So we're just going to roll with it. If you guys prefer to book a private reading, you can go onto my website, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. I do work internationally. It's a super simple self-booking system. Also, this time of year, my psychic fairs with my Ivy League Psychic Academy certified readers and parties, because I do work in entertainment, my gallery shows, you know, corporate events, weddings, family parties, whatever, with private reads are booking up very quickly. So people are getting back into the spirit of having hosting parties again, which is really refreshing to see. We haven't seen that since, you know, COVID. So they are booking up fast. If you were thinking of hosting one, you're going to want to go ahead, go onto the website and reach out soon to get that booked for yourself. Because once we get into my in season in the fall, it's elbow to elbow. It's absolute insanity. So let's go ahead and get into these tonight. Tonight is unlimited from Brooklyn. It was like 10,000 degrees today. I believe you. Oof. New York is hot. New York is hot as hell. I'm upstate. I used to live in Queens, and like it's a significant difference. And I think the concrete adds to it or something. We really do. Anyways, tonight is unlimited. So you guys can drop as many $10 donations as you want, and I will tell you as many unexpected things that are coming up for you. Let's go ahead and get into it. Who do we have first? Diana, my beautiful producer, is going to be helping you guys out through the comment section if you're on TikTok or Instagram. So watch for her there because we don't have a description box. Now, if you need to post and ghost, it's not an issue. You can drop your donation, and in about 24 hours, this will publish exclusively on my YouTube channel at Ask Ivy the Medium, and you can check out the timestamps, okay, to go back and watch your reading. First one up is Marade. Marade. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Okay. 2 weeks, 2 days, 2 weeks, 1 day, 2 weeks, 2 weeks to 3 weeks. So somewhere between 2 and 3 weeks, but it's really going to be like first day of the second week, the first of the second day of the second week. I'm like right in the beginning, and then it plays out. So it hits a peak right there, and then it plays out. What is it? Seems like some type of opportunity being offered to you. It looks like you're hitting a pocket of karmic opportunities coming to you. So I want to say it's likely going to hit in 2 different areas. You may also notice that you're hearing from someone you didn't expect to hear from. This could be an old friend, an old girlfriend, or a sister. and they're acting really nice with you as well. And you're like, you know, you hit a karmic pocket of something when it's coming at you from all angles and like everything seems a little odd, just a little out of character. But the other stuff that's, I want to say, bigger than that, more important than that, right, is that someone is offering you a position. So this is career, this is resources, this is about money, this is opportunity for your future. I think that you are looking and examining. Okay, so Spirit said like examining. You're examining it and you're really making a pretty concrete decision as to whether or not you want to move forward, because it may be a bit time sensitive. I feel good about all of that. I just feel that you're a little bit, this is the unexpected show. I feel like you're a little bit taken aback. It's like, well, maybe I wasn't planning on doing it this soon or this quickly, or, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about it. This really isn't a time for you to be caught up in procrastination. Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. You guys are so sweet. Yeah. It's not a time. It's not a time to hold back. This is a time you're being shot like from a rocket in your life right now, symbolically. So I wouldn't be surprised if even more things are coming up. And yes, all that glitters is not gold. And no, you don't want to take every single opportunity under the sun that's offered to you. But you're going to need to admit that this is in alignment with your goals. Okay? Your life contract, your goals. So moving forward, whether you felt completely ready to or not, this is the opportunity for you, is how I feel. It's for you. It's a gift. I'm hearing, don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Is that how you say that? The other thing that may be coming to you on a side note is someone asking you out that you actually like. So if you've been, that you actually like, is just a funny statement to me. Okay? That's just funny. So somebody asking you out that you actually like. So maybe a grown-up. Okay. Very nice. Thank you, Mairead. We're going to move on to the next one. Who do we have next? Next up is Deb Basil. Deb Basil. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Deb Basil. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Deb Basil. Somebody's coming at you. Now, this could be coming from two different angles because it's hitting your throat chakra, and that tends to be karmic, period, point blank. And so usually when something happens with the throat chakra and it's karmic in this way, it's going to come at you from a few different angles. It's almost like the universe trying to test and see if you're going to get tripped up. You say you know a lot. You say you've learned a lot. You could talk a big game about that, but when tested, do you walk it out? Do you hold the line? The boundaries. Do you protect yourself, I'm hearing, and center your own voice above pressure or confusion or time constraints? So it seems like you could have somebody coming to you who you have some type of shared income with. Okay, so this could be, spousal stuff. This could be, again, anyone you have shared income with, clients, boss, anything in that vein. But it felt more personal from coming from one angle. Okay, the other person I saw coming toward you definitely felt to me like an employer or a manager, or a boss of some kind. And that situation, that person looked to be attempting to put words in your mouth. I want to say this is happening at about 5 out from now. So this could be as soon as 5 days. And them attempting to put some type of wording in your mouth, in their brain, this is somehow flattering, because they're also offering you something like a promotion. And so they're saying something to you that almost reads as like not a backhanded compliment exactly, but it's not accurate. And it's like, I didn't say that, or I don't think that, or I don't feel that, or I didn't ask you for that, or whatever. And I feel like this person is trying to smooth talk You know, so when we look at a lot of people in management and higher ups, they have a lot of really unnecessary antics, you know, that they like rely on to kind of keep power and control. And it's like, why don't you guys just relax and do your jobs for once? You know what I mean? So you just seem irritated with it, but it's also a good thing because, I mean, while they're annoying and you may have to clear up what it is that they're saying your position is, they're claiming you said whatever it is that you want or will tolerate or are there to do. That's fine. You can clear that up. Certainly before you were to take a level up, you would be looking at contracts. Negotiations are open. And you didn't forget that that exists. That's fine. That's all. Just hold your ground. Okay. So you may be offered something. All right. Could this be out at 5 weeks? Possibly. But I was feeling closer to, 5 days at the very least, this discussion begins. This could be profitable for you for sure. All right. Thank you, Deb Basil. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Next up is Elvin Ramos. Elvin Ramos. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when, Elvin? Feel somebody coming at you. 3 days? Saying something weird like, I didn't sleep last night. So it's like, is that why you're acting nutty? Because you didn't sleep? I don't know. I don't really know how. It's almost like you don't respond to it at all. You don't respond to some of the things they're saying at all because you don't really know how to respond to that. And usually when, someone's saying stuff that they shouldn't be, it's best not to respond at all. Like, I get the sense that you're being reserved in your speech. You're being a little bit detached. You're being more of an observer than an absorber. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you for the hearts on TikTok. And I think that's a wise position to be taking in this. So this person, it feels like female energy, is coming to you. This could be a romantic partner, an ex-romantic partner. For some reason, I feel like this thing didn't ever really get off the ground, or it would, and then it would crash, and then you would try to resuscitate it, and it would crash. And then it's like, well, if I just carry it and I put the fuel in and I learn how to fly the plane, and then it would crash. Okay, so it's like, what is that telling you? Well, when something keeps disappointing you, I'm thinking of that meme that keeps going around on Instagram right now. When something disappoints you repeatedly, it's a sign that it's not for you. Like, okay, but here she is again. So I could see where that gets confusing. So here she is again saying something weird like, I didn't sleep at all last night, da 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 da. And she's coming in with a chaotic, crazy energy, trying to, I think what she's actually just trying to get you to do is engage. Some people will just sort of bombard you with random pieces of information and conversation just to see if they can get you to feed the connection, the conversation, right? The energy, the relationship. And then from there, it will probably go off in a left field. I don't feel like this person has really made any changes. So I don't feel like they're coming back ready, for anything serious necessarily. But I do think this person wants your time, attention, energy, affection, and misses you more in the sense of, I miss the way you were caretaking over me, or the kindness that you showed, or the man that you are, because she's probably been dealing with a lot of clowns, or she's tired on her own. So does she love you for you? Not exactly. She loves what you could do for her. I would shut the door right in her face, but this is up to you. All right, we're going to move on. Who do we have next? Next up is Tanya Rivera. Tanya Rivera. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when, Tanya? Somebody wants you for something, a contract. It's like a private contract. This isn't like a massive, company or anything. This is like a private, smaller business, but they're doing very well. They do very well for themselves. And they're branching off. So there could be 2 or 3 of them. Now in their head, they're getting ready to launch the 4th. So they're always one step ahead, one step ahead. Got this done, on to the next, on to the next. So there is a bigger picture, a bigger plan here. I like to see that when people are coming to you, offering something, of course. So they seem to think that you fit in. And I'm hearing 2 to 3 weeks, then I'm hearing 10 days. So mark both. But, you know, obviously, I mean, this is probably going to be a little bit of ongoing dialogue until everything's locked into place if you decide to take it. Now, you know, I think that they feel that you would be a nice addition or support to what they do, what they offer. But there's also talk of sending people to you. So it's almost like a network of some kind. It's like a, what the hell do we call that? Oh God, my brain in this heat. What is it? I don't know. It's like a network of providers. Thank you. All right, network of providers. Okay. And I mean, not literally, I don't think. Okay, but it's like, it's in that vein for sure. There are many ways to do that. And you seem to be feeling good about this, which suggests to me that maybe you've had other offers in the past and you're like, nah, you know, or I don't want this dragging me down, or I'm not sure about their patterns. I'm not sure about, you know, where's their history. I can't see, you know, so I don't know what's going on. But with this one, you may be feeling like, no, this is something I'm confident in moving forward with. And it feels like it can be part of your long-term growth and prosperity with the work you're passionate about doing. So I love that. There is a period of time where it was important for you to stay safe and stay to yourself, you know, and just because this is coming in, I'm not saying the doors are wide open for you to start networking left and right, but it definitely feels like a stepping stone in the right direction. All right. Thank you, Tanya. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Next up is Mela from TikTok. Oh, is this my house? It's gorgeous. Yes, thank you so much. So I've been in here for about 4 years, and I originally bought it because of the beautiful woodwork. This is an 1882 Victorian. And so this was the cutoff year. This was the last year where they had the hand-carved woodwork coming in from France into the US. So I got really lucky on this house, not fully understanding that it was a funeral home for over 55 years. And so when I came down to see it, I drove into town to look at it. I was like, there's an embalming room downstairs. All the equipment is still here. All the furniture was abandoned, and I pieced it together and I bought it. So now I do tours here, historical tours. We are on the Haunted History Trail of New York State. It's incredibly haunted. You can come sleep here. Haunted sleepover experiences, ghost hunts, historical tours. And we are about 2 blocks from the beach. So check it out on the Haunted History Trail of New York State, or up on my website, ivyriverapsychicmedium.com. Would love to see you guys. All right, let's move back on to, next up is Edgar Velardes. Edgar Velardes. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? What and when? Something unexpected for Edgar. Buried money. You have buried money. Okay. You have a grandfather coming through, says that you buried money kind of like in the old days. He may have buried money in jars and then put it in the yard, but he shows it in more like tubes. So he may have taken cash, rolled it, stuck it in tubes, and buried it places. I also feel like in the walls. Okay, so anyways, this is symbolic of you having money buried in places you either forgot or you didn't know that it was there. I'm getting 3 weeks with you. Could it be 3 days? It could. This feels a little further out to me, so take it out resonates. But it looks like you're digging it up. Now, that's symbolic of being shown. So the universe will be showing you where you have additional resources. And some of these resources for you, because this seems to be hitting in multiple areas, like, yes, it can be cash. Yes, it can be credit. You know, yes, it can be a loan should you need it. Yes, it can be, no, I think it would be more of those types of things. Okay. But this could also be untapped resources within you, or resources within you that you haven't used in a while. And so you could be asked to use some of your knowledge, education, skill set, wisdom, whatever it is. Your grandfather here is talking about temperance. Okay, so maybe some of your character and integrity and maturity. All right. And so it's like just a bunch of buried jars of prosperity, okay, in the yard. And it's like digging them up, digging them up, digging them up. And that's what the universe is doing, digging them up, showing them to you. And you're like, okay, who'd have thunk it? Okay, so enjoy. There's really nothing for you to do, but, you know, go along for the ride. I love that. Thank you. We're going to move on to another one. I'm so swollen from this heat. I'm like, my fingers are like freaking sausages. I could barely get my rings on today, and they normally just like, I could flick my hand, they could fly off. I'm like a balloon. All right, where are we? Tanya, you're welcome, Tanya. Thank you for being here. Have fun with it. Carrie Watson. Carrie Watson. Something unexpected is coming your way. Carrie Watson. What and when? What and when? Carrie Watson. Well, okay. So I'm not going to sugarcoat this. You've been dealing with someone the past 2 weeks who's like dragging you down. Now, I can't prescribe or diagnose, but they're making you sick because you've got a grandmother coming in, putting oranges and lemons and like tangerines, like citrus, okay, leafy vegetables like in your mouth. This is vitamin C. This is immunity. It's also about cleansing. All right. So she's pushing it at you, like force feeding you vitamin C. Now, it's interesting that it's coming through your mouth, or she's shoving it in your mouth so you can't speak anymore. So if there's someone you've been dealing with the past 2 weeks, I mean, that's oddly specific, like 2 weeks. Now, I'm not saying you haven't known this person longer. I'm sure you have. But we're talking about, and so she wants you to examine the things that have occurred literally in the last 2 weeks. Where did you cross a boundary? Where did you collect red flags? Where did you overreach? Where are you holding space? Where are you enabling? Where are you treating someone like, you know, like a grown ass person, you know, like they're a child, they're learning, or I can therapize this. No. So what happens after a period of time of doing that is that it starts to build up as blocks in your chakras. It starts to drive down your energy level, which breaks down your immune system. And then we have this problem, and then we have that problem, and then we have this problem, and then we have, you know, it's like crabgrass, whack-a-mole. You have to back that bus up and get everything back in check. And it's a lot easier. She's just reminding you never to get into that, okay, in the first place. So the unexpected, I think, is that in the next 5 days, you're going to start feeling this potentially, if you don't stop and clear all that out, like a ton of bricks on your body, on your mind, on your, I heard lymphatic system. I can't prescribe or diagnose. Okay, certainly on your energy levels, et cetera, if you haven't already. I mean, I don't know how you don't feel the strain on your energy by now. Certainly I think you do, and I think you're ignoring it. I think you're making excuses to hold space for this person. There may be something in you that needs fulfillment, because this certainly isn't doing it. So why entertain things that aren't doing it? You know, there are other ways to get your needs met. There isn't a need that a human being has, right, where they're forced to go to something negative. We have multiple options. We just have to be willing to look at what the other options are for getting our needs, our wants, our desires fulfilled. So keep this in mind, all right, that if around that time, 5 days out from now, you start to feel almost like you hit a brick wall, or there's a ton of bricks, you know, on you, this is why, okay? And quite literally with the vitamin C, and she's going to be watching you and visiting, but quite literally with the vitamin C, you may want to increase your immunity at this point, okay? Because everything mental is energy, and everything energetic affects the human body at some point. It's going to build up. Thank you, Carrie. We're going to move on to another one. Anna Pekka. Anna Pekka. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Anna Pekka. Anna Pekka. Something unexpected is coming your way. This feels like a taller gentleman. He may have light brown hair and light eyes, and like he may burn in the sun, but act like I'm not burnt. And then it's like red, like a red farmer's tan, like a line, you know, and he may actually in time get like nice and dark. I'm wondering if you're talking to two people here, because this can't be the same guy. Yeah, I think you're talking to two different people, because you can't tan like that. If you burn like that, you can't tan like that. So you may be also dating like an Italian, like maybe a Sicilian. But I think ultimately what's going on here is that you have two different people trying to shove money at you. Now, the one may be less obvious about it and more in alignment with, I'm going to romance you, or I'm going to charm you, or I'm going to take you somewhere, or I'm going to give you this gift, or I'm going to, you know, how do I want to say this? Give you a life of luxury. And when we're together, you know, we're going to have a good time. I'm going to make sure I'm making it a good time, which costs money, right? The other one, but he's not like offering you a pile of cash. The other one, maybe literally offering you cash. So, and that's the one who burns a lot. And so, you know, it's like, I don't know, is he Irish? I'm not sure what's going, maybe German, something, you know, he's a little pasty. And he's got nice features, right? He's got like a kind of a big nose, he's got a nice jawline here. He's pretty, you know, kind of wide. So he's like a little bigger naturally. He's not even like working out heavily, right? He's just big naturally. How do I want to say this? It's like he's trying to buy you. You may feel a little bit like it's off-putting for him to sort of offer you, you know, money, or suggest that he would give you money. I think it's symbolic. I don't think he's literally handing you a stack of cash, but this means that he's talking as though he will, you know, take care of you. And I'm not talking, I'll take care of you if we ever get married. It's like, let me know if you need anything. I'll handle your bills or whatever, you know, you need. So that's interesting. I'm hearing 7. So I think this could be, you know, as soon as 7 days. Could it be 7 weeks? I'm kind of doubting it. That seems way far out for this. But, you know, take it both ways. But yeah, around 7 days, because I'm hearing 9 as well. This could come up again in 9 days. You may notice that there's, and I feel like I'm choking as I'm trying to say it. Maybe you feel like this person's creating a bit of a closed throat chakra with you. You wonder if they're trying to kind of buy your love. Okay. Interesting. And you're handling it carefully, what you say about it, you know, how, or if you reject it, like you're being careful about how you do that. But I want to say it feels a little bit like future faking to me, you know? Okay. Although some people have money and they just, you know, they don't hold on to it like that. I feel, however, everything this person gives is with strings attached, because they're not very stable on their own. Like they have codependency. So just be careful. All right, moving on. Who do we have next? Next up is Mackenzie Mooser. Mackenzie Mooser. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Mackenzie Mooser. Something unexpected, Mackenzie. I heard 2 days. 2 days. I'm wondering if this was 48 hours ago. I want to say within the last 48 hours. Okay, I'm going to go with that. You may have heard from someone from your past. You may be receiving messages. Someone is reaching out. And this can include dreams. This can include telepathy, them using astral travel, them pulling and tugging at your attention energetically. But on top of that, I feel like this also literally happened. So they were pulling and tugging before that time, and now they're pulling and tugging energetically again. But in the last 48 hours, there was highly likely, unless they really pulled back, I see some type of message, either going through or being prepared. Now, in about another 3 to 4 days, it comes up again. So we could see something similar happening, where they're like saying something to you, trying to get you to, I keep seeing ducks. It's like, are your ducks in a row? Are your ducks in a row? You know, this person may be trying to present to you as though they're very mature. They're all pulled together. I'm the Papa Duck, you know, because doesn't the daddy duck hang out at the back of the troops? Like, doesn't mom go in front and the dad in the back? I could be totally talking out of my ass here. I don't even know where this, but it's like, doesn't he watch? Like wolves, right? Like, isn't there someone at the front of the pack and someone at the back of the pack? He's trying to come off as like talking down to you about how you need to get your ducks in. Okay, here's a better way to say this. This is someone who's presenting to you as though they've got their shit together, and you need them. You need them to either like support your life. Like, they don't really want to help you learn how to get your ducks in a row. They want to convince you that your ducks are all over the freaking pond. You're a train wreck. You don't even know how to swim, and they can rescue you from this existence so that they can keep control. This isn't someone who's trying to give you tools. This is someone who's criticizing and pointing out that you're a mess and saying that they have the solution for you, but not directly. It's more like, I want you to see me this way. You know, this person is a one-upper for the sake of getting the upper hand and control on the relationship, assuming that you would fall for it, because otherwise that's embarrassing, right? Like, to be discovered in doing that. But like, they think you're going to fall for it, which tells me you fell for it. You have fallen for it, right, in the past, because they would be crazy to think that. But it does appear to have a pattern here. So this person is trying to present as though they are something that you need, so that you start chasing them, and you're like, you're right, I'm a mess, I need you, you know, guide me. And that you'll start going after them, and they'll get you, like a cat and mouse cycle. Okay. It's pretty sad. So, you know, be mindful and don't tolerate anyone's nonsense is what I would say to that. You know, some people will do whatever they can to drain your energy, get your time, attention, affection, get their ego stroked, and they have zero intention on giving anything back to you, but they really just can't live on their own. It's a sign of weakness to need to manipulate anyone or hustle anyone for anything. It's the ultimate sign of weakness. Go get it yourself. All right. Thank you, Mackenzie. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? CJG. CJG. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? I'm going to have to go with 2 to 3 weeks on this one. Between 2 and 3 weeks, but I also heard, okay, 10 days. Okay, whatever. I mean, we're in the ballpark, okay, in the ballpark. Now, there are a lot of hands in the pot. I mean, I see at least 3 people involved in this. So that could sometimes make a liar out of me, and the timeline can move a little bit. But if it moves a little bit, I mean a little bit. Okay, so we're still in the ballpark. I see some people at your work offering you something. You may be working a position where you could be doing more. They seem to know that you could be doing more from like your resume or, you know, your work history, or just even the way you act, you know, just even the way that you present and show up and what you're capable of. It's like, we could do more with her. Okay. We need more of her. And they do. And that's important to remember. They need more of you. They need more from you. They need you. Okay. So show me the cash. If you need me and no one else can replace me, and you've gotten 50 other people in that position, and they all cycle through there like a freaking carousel ride, okay? Like they can't last more than 3 months, then you really need me. So again, how are you going to pay me? So you're going to find yourself in a unique position to be sort of flattered and level up. And this could also be good for networking and future partnerships. So I do see 3 people involved. I see a lot of chatter. So 2 of these people know a lot of other people. So this could lead into other things outside of this space in the future. So we want to know these people. I think the only important thing is that you should understand what your ultimate goals are and make sure that this is in alignment with where you want to go. I think it could be, even if it's not the end all be all, it's not a mistake to take offers or derail a little bit from what your ultimate goal is. You just have to know that it's a stepping stone. I'm not meant to stay there per se. And I do think you need to understand, almost like I'm hearing, what your price points are. Okay, so like what essentially it's going to cost, and if there are any other like benefits or perks, you know, that you want to be getting with it. If you wanted to negotiate something also like schedules, certain level of freedom, you know, paid time off. I mean, this is a good time to be like, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Okay, creating a lifestyle for yourself that you can really enjoy. I like this. Very good. Very good. All right. Thank you, CJG. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Something unexpected is coming your way. If you guys are just tuning in now, please give this video a thumbs up. Drop a comment letting me know where you're tuning in from and what the temps are there. I'm very curious. And please do subscribe. Hit the join button. If you want to become a member here on YouTube at Ask Ivy the Medium, and please hit that hype button. If you guys haven't already done so, drop your $10 donation. I will tell you what unexpected thing is coming your way and when. And if you have to post and ghost, it's not an issue. This will get published in about 24 hours exclusively on YouTube at Ask Ivy the Medium with time stamps. If you want to book privately with me, Ivy Rivera, psychicmedium.com. Next up is Deanna. Deanna. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Someone's trying to shut you down. It's like you've had enough. Well, this person thinks they're better than you. Like I'm your big brother, but they seem younger, which can mean they're immature. I mean, obviously, if you're talking to someone like that, right, you would have to be. But it seems like someone's coming at you, and this is in the recent past. I want to say the last, 2 weeks or so. It's very possible this is happening in 2 different areas. So like a boss or a coworker or, someone on the same status and level as you at work, but they like to think they're higher. They love to pontificate. They love to dig up teachable moments, especially with you, especially with women, just in general, like a mansplainer. And then this could also be happening with a personal relationship with someone else where it's almost the opposite, like omission. They're omitting sharing with you certain things that are really important for you to best understand the relationship and where it's going and what it means. Like to this person personally, because you want to know where it's going in the future. I don't know where my relationship with you is headed if I don't even know what I mean to you, And you seem to be Getting more verbal about all this. So if this has been going on, the last, I want to say again, 2 weeks, but I feel like about maybe 7 days out. I keep getting 7. Now, 7 for you is going to mean a couple different things here, because this could actually come to a head at about 3 days out from now. And then again, it's 7 days out from now. So I pity the fool who tests you again. But this one with the mouth at work especially might be foolish enough to do that. Like they learn and they shut down and they control themselves for a couple days, but it's like a child. It's like, I got to do it. I got to do it again. I got to do it again. Because they're feeding off that energy. They're getting hits off of talking down to women. I think that ultimately what you're doing is you're putting some people in their place by letting them know that their masks are off or their mask is slipping. It's like, oh, your mask is slipping. I just wanted to let you know, I can clearly see it. So I'm sure everyone else can see it, or you may want to fix that. You may want to correct yourself, come more authentically. It's like you're showing through your own demeanor and your detachment, your morality, and your ability to stay centered, that you're not playing that game and you're not tolerating it. And it's mirroring to them, areas where they need to improve. So it's like you're calling them out without even really directly calling them out. You're just calling them out by being the higher vibrational individual. And you're not overreaching. You're not leaning into it. You're not playing with this person anymore. So, and then when we go over here with the person who's omitting, you're not even trying to get the information. It's like, you know what? I don't ask you anymore. I don't even care to know what you're thinking or what you're feeling or what you're doing or how you feel about me or what your future I don't care. I've lost interest. It's boring. It's old. Okay. It's been done to death. You just seem to be like, and then they start wanting to share more, of course. Right. So you're controlling everything. It's almost like the puppet, like you're getting the strings and you're taking back over control. And I think what may be unexpected about that is how quickly you switch, like a light switch, like you flip. All right. And it's time. All right. Thank you, Deanna. Interesting. We're going to move on to another one. Hi, Tracy. Some of you definitely have some closed throat chakra stuff going on tonight, because this is like the 3rd time I started choking. Anne-Marie Delora, Anne-Marie, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Anne-Marie Delora, something unexpected. You may be able to get out of something, I see an increase with like your career, mobility, work, money. I see a bit of an increase there. I want to say I'm at about 2 to 3 out from now. Could it be weeks? It could. It's reading to me as months, but it allows you to get out of a contract. So if there's something holding you, now I keep getting residency, which is 2 different things, okay, in my readings. Residency, okay, or real estate. It could also be the place where you work. So this is switching from one spot to another entirely, okay? Or like, I'm no longer going into the office, I can do this from home. Now, I think that what's really going to be happening with you around that time is that you're getting out of something that felt to you like a debt. It felt almost like servitude, indenture. It's like I'm stuck doing this. I have to, it's almost like I'm obligated. I have to pay it back. It feels in some ways like a literal debt. Now, this could hit in a couple different areas for you, where you're getting out of things, you're getting out of contracts. Ultimately, I think what's going on is that you find yourself, if you take it, it's up to your free will to release and remove from what was familiar and what you had assumed or you thought you had to keep enduring and interacting with for a while longer. You simply don't. It's up to you. So it's not too good to be true. This is your escape route. If you want to take it, it'll set you free to go on to a bunch of other things in your life that you want to do. So it's almost like chains and weights getting lifted off of your ankles so that you can use your wings to go where you want to go. All right. Very nice. Thank you, Anne Marie. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Vanessa Dempsey. Vanessa Dempsey is next. Vanessa, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when, Vanessa? You know, I feel someone coming in who's going to be very loyal to you. They seem a bit detached. They're not necessarily trying to be your BFF. They're not trying to understand every detail about your life. They're not asking you a bunch of personal questions. They're not, you know, they seem a little bit like a lone wolf and they're just doing their own thing. They may even seem a little bit dull or flat or disinterested or uninteresting. Okay. But this is a very solid individual with a lot of intellectual and observational humor. This is someone with some dark humor. This is someone who could look at anything and see the darkest stuff in the world and like handle it, you know, just handle it, be okay with it. And that includes like human emotion, human breakdown, you know, the death of how many times do we go through cycles where, you know, part of us dies constantly, right? They can just deal with all that and they're okay with it. This is a solid individual. I don't think they're boring. I think they're chill. I think this is what it looks like, okay, for most people when they're mature. And they're not like frantic and dramatic and, you know, obnoxious because they're in like tense energy and hustling and chasing and they can't be centered in themselves and they don't know themselves. You know, those people aren't as exciting as they seem. They're just a mess. Okay. So you may overlook this person. This person is trying to, you know, cross paths with you or spend extra time in conversation or linger longer so that we can get a little bit more in depth in the conversations that we're having. And I love that. So you could have a real friend brewing here. You know, again, a little bit soft spoken, but this person, I'm wondering if this is work related. I can't tell if you guys are just talking a lot about work or if this is from work. But I think, you know, you really want in the next, I would say 2 to 4 weeks to keep your eyes open for, yes, this person, but anyone doing that with you, because with this being part of a life change for you, in the last few weeks, you got rid of someone or something that wasn't loyal to you. It wasn't pouring back into you. It was draining you. There was a lack of reciprocity and balance. You were like, and this is a reward. And it's not just going to be one person. It's a whole new cycle for you. Okay. So in the next 2 to 4 weeks, be watching for your payments, loyalty coming to you. Okay. This could also come in the form of like money, luck, a bunch of things. But this looks lovely. Very nice, friend. Very nice. It's nice to be able to call someone or get together or whatever when you get together. I mean, I don't care what, you know, that you could talk about anything and it's a judgment-free zone. Okay. I think people underestimate how valuable that is to have a judgment-free zone. Okay. Let's move on. Thank you, Vanessa. All right. Moving on to another one. Oh, my makeup is like melting. I've got the AC all the way up. All right, Melissa Subia. Melissa Subia. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Melissa Subia, something unexpected. It's like a little bit of money. It looks like someone's trying to give you a little bit of money. Now, I'm not saying you didn't ask, but it's like they were going to do it anyways, or they gave you more than you asked, or they're doing it in ways where it's like, wow, I didn't even think to ask for that, or I would have never asked for that, or I didn't know how helpful something like that could be. You know, had I known that's what I needed, I would have just asked for that. It's like this person, and this is in recent weeks, I have somebody coming in closer and closer trying to give you what you need. And it's as though it takes a load, a weight off your shoulders. You know, it almost feels like delegating, but I don't think it is. Okay. But you know how it is when you delegate and someone actually does it right. It's like, oh my God, you know, I couldn't put a price on that. Okay. Amazing. So it's sort of like that vibe. Okay. That's the energy that feeds you from this. I think this is increasing. And I want to say for the next like 5 weeks, you may be able to reap benefits from this individual and other circumstances in life that are giving you what you need. I keep hearing you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you get what you need. Okay, Rolling Stones, and that you manifested this. So is this unexpected? It is. Even though you manifested it, it is unexpected. So either you're new in manifestation or it just hasn't worked for you in the past and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe this actually worked, but it's totally working. So what this tells me is that in recent weeks, you've been thinking more specifically about what it is that you want, need, are creating in your life, you know, a vision of what you want your day-to-day lifestyle to look like, what you want it to feel like. Okay, the vibe, and now it's happening. Okay, it's going to be unfolding, but it's going to come through a series of people and events, circumstances that are offered to you that you have to accept. You have to, you know, take them, of course, but it's very unexpected that you wouldn't even known to ask for something like that. You know, that's genius. It's the hidden stuff, and it's far more valuable probably than what you had, you know, asked for. This is why when we manifest, we want to tell the universe exactly what we want, what we're claiming, and then we want to let it go and let the universe figure out the best way to get it for us, because the universe is always smarter. Okay, it's beyond what the human brain can really comprehend. So this looks brilliant. Okay, enjoy. Life's about to get a lot easier in a lot of ways, and it's going to feel lovely. I keep getting the word hopeful. It's adding and making you hopeful, okay, to your life. Melissa, thank you. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Jennifer Barone. Jennifer Barone. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Jennifer Barone. I heard get out of jail free card. I want to say about 3 weeks out from now. Could it be 3 days? It could. I'm not really feeling that, but it's possible. Because we do have some activity going on between 3 and 7 days from now as well, where you're going to be bumping into some opportunities through discussion only, I think, at this point. Through conversation first. Okay, through talking to the right people or being hooked in with the right people. But ultimately, a little bit later down the road, what we have is, I want to say get out of jail free card. So let's say about 3 weeks out from now, you're finding that you could take on a job, for example, that leads to a lot of freedom, autonomy, financial independence, paying off debt, being able to get something that you really want or need for your future mobility. Like, you know, this will help me to get the vehicle I need, or, you know, this will help put me on track with the people I need to know to take my work and expand it. This keeps reminding me of a cleaning business. Now, could it be that for you? Take it out resonates. But it reminds me of a cleaning business where, especially if you're in an area where there aren't any cleaners, any housekeepers, there's a desperate need. And all you really have to do is get the I can't talk. I can't even, I know what I'm thinking. I can't get the words. Maybe I don't know what I'm thinking. References. Okay. You guys, it's amazing I'm not dead, okay, in this heat. So just bear with me. References from, I'm hearing like 2 people and then maybe 1 corporate gig, right? So if you were to, and this again, it's just an example. I'm not saying you're starting your own cleaning business, but if you were to just get a couple people and 1 big name who backs you, who refers you, okay, you're gold. This just blows up. Like, this takes off on its own. It's like a wildfire, okay? I keep hearing, ooh, ooh, like a freight train, 180 miles an hour in the future moving direction, which can also mean that after all this launches for you, you're going to have to set boundaries, okay, to maintain it. Because the universe gives us things and then we just freaking drop the ball sometimes. You know, we're not equipped to keep it going. So you will have to set boundaries. When you come through as the freight train, it's about knowing that you're going to have to tell people and situations, previous investments that you had been entangled in, look, maybe I will let you get on this train. At the next stop, you may have to get off. I don't know what to tell you, but this is where I'm headed and I'm not stopping for anyone. Okay. So, yeah, it feels like a little bit of, opportunity, let's say, that you could expand upon massively if you choose to. And it ultimately is a get out of jail free card for you, where everything that's been holding you down can be loosened, I would say within a 5-year period of time, but almost instantaneously in a lot of ways. Very nice. Thank you. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Are you here, Diana? What happened? Manny. Manny is up next. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when for Manny? Manny. You know, it looks like a female is trying to guilt you, be a wet blanket, say that they're going through an emotional time. And it's like, how old are we? That I have to know about all of your emotions. I have to carry your emotions. I have to tiptoe around your emotions. I have to even consider your emotions. Like, how old are we? Okay. Like, we're grown ass people. You shouldn't need to know, you know, I would say beyond the age of 12 or so, you shouldn't need to inform people of where you are emotionally with things to try to manipulate them and control them and get them to, you know, cater to you. This person also I feel like the droopy eyes, you know, which can mean like they're playing victim, they're a martyr, you know, they're stuck. They're always suffering with something, and like, we're all suffering and you're making everyone else's suffering worse. Okay. It's someone clearly who doesn't really want to stand on their own 2 feet. And that's fine. You don't have to, but you're reaching a point where you're like, well, don't bring that over here. Okay. And it isn't because you haven't overreached in the past. I think you have. It isn't because you don't have the extra energy to give. It's because you know it's below you. You know it's low level to enable. You know it's low level and bad karma and will bring you negative karmic kickback to feed someone else's deficiency, their weakness, right? Their victimhood mentality. You're like, no, I'm not willing to pay the price to do that for you anymore. And And you may regret the history where you did. It's hard to back that bus up, but sometimes it's like just one day you flip a switch and you're unable, to give to it anymore. And if you try, it comes off as anger, aggression, irritability, right? So that's also a toxic. So not only are you feeding the problem, you're giving it attention, you're losing your peace. You're becoming toxic and negative. You're spreading, right, that negativity. You're magnifying all of it by adding, fuel to the fire. So I think, and I keep getting 2 to 3 with this. This could come up at 2 to 3 days. This could come up again between 7 and 9 days. This could peak at about 10 days out. But you're going to be dealing with someone for a while here who's coming in a very victimhood mentality, 100% positive that you will feed it or you won't check it, and that they are in the right. This may also be someone from time to time who says, look, oh, I know I need therapy, or I know I need to change, or I know I need, oh, really? Well, did you go? No. 2 weeks later, they're right back in the same place. They're right back in the same place. A lot of people are like that these days. This is just sort of a general message for everyone. A lot of people these days have intellectualized their healing, the concept of their healing, the game plan toward their healing. They have all the right terms. They have the right outline. They have access to the skills and tools, but they don't enact it. So when they talk about it, it can sound so good. It can sound so real. It's like, wow, they really put an effort. They just Googled it. I mean, they didn't. Okay. So boundaries. People are getting craftier. Thank you, Manny. Let's move on. Who else do we have? Mel Subi 75 said, thank you so much, Ivy. I can't wait. I'm happy for you. Yes, Melissa, enjoy. Edgar said, thank you. You're very welcome, Edgar. Thank you for being here. Have fun. Okay. Yep, you popped that one up, Diana. We just did that one. Vanessa said, awesome. I love that. Thank you so much. You're welcome, Vanessa. Have a good time with it. Thank you for being here. Next one up is, okay, TikTok, Mela on TikTok. You guys are tuning in from all over the place. I'm not always calling it out. But thank you for being here wherever you guys are tuning in from. And if you have to post and ghost, it's not a problem. This will publish in 24 hours on YouTube at Ask Ivy the Medium with timestamps. So you can go back and watch your reading then if you want. Mela from TikTok. Mela, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Somebody is offering you a fun opportunity. It's like a ball came rolling at you. Now, a ball in my symbol base is always symbolic of the universe trying to get you to play. The universe trying to get you to feed your inner child. The universe reminding you that you are entering into a period after a lot of labor, hard work, nose to the grind, where you're reaping some benefits. Things are starting to really pour in for you, but you need to play. The new assignment is play to get back in balance. They're not asking. It's not a suggestion. It's not a lovely thought. Isn't that sweet? It's a requirement. So it's playtime for you. The fact that it's a red ball rolling at you also signifies that this will lead to greater power and that this could be a lot of fiery play, which makes some sense here actually, because what I originally saw was someone asking you to get on like a team, like a baseball team, softball team, volleyball team, a team, right? Or go on a vacation with me. Take this trip with me. Let's go on this adventure. And it was a little spicy. I don't know how to explain it other than like, I don't know, maybe you're just like having a couple drinks and dancing a lot, but I guess it depends on what you guys choose to do. But it feels active. It feels fiery. And that's the other symbology, the meaning behind the color red, right? Especially as a red ball, like it's playful, but it's passionate. It's feisty, and it is helping you also be seen as more of a power player. So let me put it this way. If you in the last year and 7 months, okay, 7 months in particular comes up for you, 7 to 9 months, if you've been sort of burning the candle on both ends, maybe you're feeling burnt out, you're achieving, but there's been a heavy cost. You know, you present to the world as being very capable, yes, but also potentially imbalanced. When you start navigating through the world as like the queen on the sword, or the queen on the throne with the sword at her side, I'm thinking of that tarot card. What is it? Queen of Swords, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, you know, when you present more as being the queen energy, you're claiming everything to you. You're not hustling. You're not working real hard for it. You know, you're not burnt out. You're attracting more power to you. You're able, from that calm, centered, rooted, and grounded place, to look almost like, you know, you're living, even if you're still working pretty hard, that you're living a more luxurious lifestyle for yourself. And that level of ease always suggests, you know, wisdom, wealth, intelligence, ability. So I think what's happening here is that through play for a while and watch as these opportunities are coming in for you. I'm feeling this actually peak at about 3 to 4 weeks out from now. But there's talk of 12 days, 14 days, okay, as well. So as these opportunities are being offered to you, maybe you're just seeing some things too, and you're like, I would like to do that. Go grab a friend or do it solo, all right? But the universe wants you to engage, and as you play for a required amount of time until, you know, you're done and your cup is filled, you're going to be able to go back out there and see a significant increase in the opportunities that are being offered to you. People want to be near you. People want to network with you. Okay, it's going to get real interesting after this. Fascinating. All right, thank you, Mela. Have fun with that, literally. All right, next up is Eric E. Eric E. on Instagram. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Eric E. Get out of here. So fruit fly. I'm not cut out for this. Bugs everywhere. It's hot as hell. All right. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? There could be some type of paperwork coming in here. You know, I'm getting 2 days. Now, you could have known about this a little bit, because there's talk the last 4 days, and then we go back, okay, in the last few weeks, where there could have been some type of discussion. You have a basic reference to this, but no real detail, no confirmation that it would come through at all. But it does appear that you're receiving something in writing that looks like a contract of some sort, that is restrictive. So this could be something restricting you. This could feel a bit like a penalty. This could be connected to a female in your life who has some authority, some upper hand. And I think you're going to see this, and you're going to, or you're going to hear about it, you're going to read about it, whatever it is, okay? But you're going to be educated on it, and you're going to have to figure out what your response is going to be to that. What I'm hearing is it's important to not be reactionary. So your response to it needs to be, I'm holding myself accountable. I'm taking responsibility for what I can, and I'm going to navigate through this with an attitude of like looking at the other end, almost like the light at the end of the tunnel, or the ultimate goal is to get from A, where I am right now, okay, to B. And that's what I'm going to focus on, because the bottom line is I don't think there's a lot that you can manipulate in this thing. You can have whatever type of reaction you want to have. Okay. But if you are being reactionary, it's just going to be negative, and it could make it, more dramatic. It could make it harder, it could make it worse for you. So be mindful, okay, that if someone is essentially delivering a boundary or something that you may read as like a blow, you are going to need to be reasonable about what led up to that happening, what occurred that brought that about. How could you have handled things differently in the past so that it didn't lead, to this? You may also at that same time be shifting out of some old energy with this and into some more positive energy. So this is one of those weird karmic transitions where it's like things look like they're taking a negative turn, but they're not. It's just karma playing out. And then karma is also shifting and going in a more positive direction in other areas. So money seems to be increasing. And so it's like this goes here, and this goes here. And I feel good about that. Okay, but you have to see the whole picture. So definitely you're going through a bit of a karmic shift, meaning everything has already happened probably, but the karma wasn't necessarily being delivered at that time. Okay, so it is now. All right, thank you, Eric E. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have coming in next? Demetrius. Demetrius, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when, Demetrius? 3 to 5 days, and then we get 9 to 10 days, a little bit of a shift, and then at 15 to 17 days, an expansion. So you could have someone that you're looking at in, whether it be like a partnership, it be a coworker, it be someone you're supposed to be able to brainstorm with, build with, create with. I don't think this is a love partner. I mean, take it out resonates, but this, I just don't like. All right. But I do think that what you're trying to do is make sure this person isn't a weak link. There could be some indicators that they are not able to pull their weight, that they think more highly of themselves than they really should, that they have unsubstantiated confidence, especially in regards to like the work, the money, what's really required. They could just be out of touch with reality. A lot of people are like, yeah, I have this is how it works. And it's like, you have no clue how this works. You know how complicated this is, so they may also be the type of person who thinks like energy will do it. You know what I mean? Having drive, to learn, or like we'll figure it out. And it's like, that could mean you'll figure it out, Demetrius. It's like, sure, Demetrius will let Demetrius just figure everything out. Okay, why don't we? So like, who's going to figure it out? And you're looking at them, you're like, you're going to figure this out? You're not figuring anything out. Or you would have figured out this, not to present this way, that you're capable. I just wonder if what you're trying to do is protect what you're creating in your life right now to make sure that it's sustainable. I keep hearing sustainable, to make sure that you can like maintain it and grow it. And that anyone else you bring in, any type of help or partnerships, right, or just even people assisting, are reliable and accurate. There is an understanding at this point that everything could be thrown with the wrong people having their little mitts all over things. And that's true. Okay, that's entirely true. So you're going to, at the dates that I mentioned, be seeing and noticing some things, hearing some things. You will also have solutions to those things. So if that is your opinion, or if it's something you're potentially concerned about in the future, come up with a plan B. Here's the thing, when you're dealing with business, or you're dealing with, your a career, you're dealing with a side hustle, I mean, whatever it is, you always have to have a backup plan for everything, or chaos, you know, could just ensue at any point. I think that you're really just trying to safeguard things here for a while, and you're going to be shown everything you need to know, okay, about what you need to protect and how. Then you're given the resources to protect it. So just pay close attention during that time. This looks really good, though. This looks like a level up. You know, this is normal. Also, I'm hearing reprioritizing. So you may be reprioritizing things for the next 3 weeks, and that's supposed to be happening. It's okay. It can get frustrating. Like, I was going to focus on this. I was supposed to focus on this, you know. But it is what it is. You got to the ebbs and flows. Go with the flow. Okay. Zig and zag. All right. Thank you, Demetrius. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Next up is Brooklyn Nawatka. Brooklyn, get out of here. This fruit fly is like attacking me. Brooklyn Nawatka. Brooklyn. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Looks like mobility. Now, could this be a car? Sure. If you're in the market for a car, if you've been waiting for some type of new transportation or vehicle in life, absolutely. Now, I'm getting one. Could it be tomorrow? It could. I was feeling like this is more about a week out from now. I mean, this could stretch as far as 1 month, but I'm doubting it. Okay. So I want to say that this feels like it's about one week out from now. You're getting an opportunity here to pick up mobility, speed. And this could look very much like obstacles that were previously in your way are being removed. Like you are able now to plow through, run over, okay, anything that is on your path toward your destiny, your goals. This is going to look very much like you are moving faster and opportunities keep coming in like back to back to back to back to back to back. This is also symbolic of you feeling better. So it's this image of you like getting in this car and rolling down the windows, taking the top down, or like the wind in my hair and like da 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 da. And you know what I mean? It's like I'm on the great open road and like the sun's shining and there's a rainbow and look at the birds, you know, and I keep seeing like an eagle, which is like, you know, freedom. If you've gone through a period of forgiveness lately, letting some things go. This is you flying higher. I mean, it's all a wonderful feeling of release from a series of circumstances that were holding you back in the past. You were in a holding space. So ultimately, I think this hits several different areas of your life. I think that this is karmic payout for some hard work you've been doing. It feels like you've been doing some healing. It feels like you've been even doing some like, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but like mental health healing. You've been doing work on self-regulation and possibly education. Okay, like research, education, training, certifications, right? Anything in that vein. You have been putting in the work. Here comes the release point. And it's like you get the keys to this car. Now, could it be a car again? Literally, yes. But even then, all these messages would apply, okay? Because it frees you up. I think this is symbolic, though. I think this is symbolic of you coming into a position of power and having earned it. And so the universe is finally giving you, okay, your blessings. And mostly what you've been wanting is freedom and mobility, to be able to get out of old circumstances. And so this starts. I definitely feel like something happens tomorrow. I cannot let it go. It's driving me nuts. It keeps coming up. It's like, tell her tomorrow, tell her tomorrow, tell her tomorrow. But then they were saying a week. So, you know, something, yes, is happening at a week. Something happens tomorrow. So let's say within 24 hours, you're either going to get news of this, right? It's going to make more sense. Anyways, this feels amazing. Have a good time. Kudos. Congrats. We're going to move on. Who do we have next? Next up is Nicole W. Nicole W. Nicole W. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when, Nicole? Somebody seems to be coming at you, like saying, this is how it gets done. This is the way it is supposed to be. It's almost like they're threatening to report it. Well, I wouldn't want to have to say something to so-and-so. And I don't think they're saying those words. I think that's what you're hearing, though. Well, I wouldn't want to have to report this to so-and-so because this ends up being a problem. And then this has got to be a coworker. I mean, this has got to be. You've got somebody here who's self-important, who doesn't have a life outside of their work. So anything they need, anything they want, from attention to a sense of fulfillment, okay, to the company of others, has to come through the workspace. And that makes people very bizarre. That makes people incredibly imbalanced, and it makes them a huge pain in the ass because they're doing the most. They're just looking for problems. They're causing problems. They're creating a discord. There's a lack of clarity on everything. They like for there to be a lack of clarity. This could be someone who's accusing others in the workspace of doing it wrong or not filing something or like missing something, like a deadline, you know, or something is missing from this report. And it's like, what are you, the cops? Like, who are you? You know, you work for the man? Like, what are you? She is, you know? So anyways, she seems to be coming at you, trying to, and like get you to feel uncomfortable, like you should bow to her in some way, or she could talk about this. She could talk about it anyways. She could talk about it even whether it happened or not. She could talk about it anyways. So I have you needing to, okay, I have you needing to really put your foot down and to make very clear that this isn't how you operate. I think now this comes up in about 8 days out from now. This comes up in about 3 weeks out from now. It's probably happening multiple times. But I think what's really funny, what would be hilarious, is if you act like you didn't hear her and just like walk away, just pivot. I do this thing with people where I act like they're invisible and they literally, their heads explode. I mean, they just lose their minds. They're out of their skulls. They cannot fathom. Like they never thought in a million, they knew they were going to get some type of reaction out of me. They weren't sure exactly what. Sometimes, how about if you get no reaction out of me? How about if I literally just like laugh and walk away? Okay. This would be hilarious. If you're ever going to pull a move like that on someone, this is the time. Okay. Regardless of what you do, you know, this could be blocking exercises. This could also be resend energy, okay, back to sender. So you could do a reversal, you know, you could handle it. I mean, obviously, however you see fit. I'm not here to, you know, tell you what to do. I'm just pointing out that whatever your reaction is, it needs to be a nope. I don't think so. Okay, not today, Satan. Okay. Interesting. Thank you, Nicole. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Next up is Susanna Cruz. Susanna Cruz. And how many more do we have waiting, Diana? If you could let me know in the chat. Susanna Cruz, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Take a vacation. I'm not saying you're winning a vacation, but it feels like you may get some kind of deal, and or whoever is offering this to you is like, and then this, but wait, there's more. And then, you know, and you're like, what? You know, give me my flip-flops. It's like, I'm gone. And how do you say no to this? Okay, so you could have, and I'm getting about 3 to 5 weeks out from now. I'm getting 8 weeks, so it could come up then, and then it could like solidify around 8. We'll see. But it feels like someone's offering you, the universe, I guess we could say, right, some type of vacation or a trip, and it could involve a whole bunch of different stops or perks. And yeah, because I heard locations. Okay, interesting. All right, and you may want to work that in. I think it's an important time to treat yourself and to do it not necessarily because it was entirely planned, but because like it wasn't planned. You know, you're trying to live and you've been asking the universe to give you a more spontaneous life, that you want to do some new things, you want to meet some new people, you want to shake it up a bit. But you don't necessarily know how. You're in a bit of a routine. You know, you can only do so many things with the time allotted with your free time. And if this is what you've been asking for, some fresh energy, you're certainly getting it. All right. So sometimes we just have to, on a whim, you know, in life, just go do things like this. So that looks pretty amazing. All right. Enjoy, Susanna. Thank you. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? All right, thank you, Diana. Edgar, this is number 2 for Edgar. Okay, I do want to remind you guys, for those of you that are new here, that I have what I call psychic amnesia. So once I say something, I don't remember it. Okay, so hopefully on your second message here, it is going to be, you know, different than the first. I'll do my best to get Spirit to step in and help. Hopefully I'm not repeating myself. If I am, I don't know that. I don't remember that. And so let me know. Edgar Velardes, give me something different than what he got the first time. Something unexpected is coming his way. What and when? Safety deposit box. P.O. box. Isn't that the same thing? Oh, what is this? Okay. You could find yourself in a period of transition here where you're building up your security more. Okay, you're focusing more on your safety, you're focusing more on your foundation. You want to make sure that things are safe and locked in contractual ways. You want to make sure that nothing is popping up and surprising you here for the next couple years. And so you could be locking some things down, especially where finances, resources are concerned, to create that level of stability. You may be looking across the board at your life for the next 2 months, saying, you know, what could be more stable? What isn't moving at the speed I want it to? What have I not gotten a guarantee on? How can I lock in that guaranteed answer? Okay, and you're pushing. The other thing I see here is a P.O. box, which is suggestive of a potential move. So in the next I saw 6 to 10 weeks originally, but then it reduced to 8. And when this happens, it can mean that we have wiggle room. Like there are a couple different hands in the pot that dictate when this happens. So we're going to be within that time frame, but it could go all the way out 6 to 10 weeks. It could pull in 6 to 8. So we just don't know. The other way this could go is that, you know, it activates at 6 weeks. You hear something at 8, but it's not brought to conclusion until 10. Now, I feel like you control that to some degree. You control that. So this could be in regards to your residency and changes that can be made, and some changes that are being made. Okay, so you can negotiate some of it. You can also figure out if you want to take another route entirely. That'll all be laid out before you. But the idea of having a P.O. box is like, I'm not saying you're going to be living out of your car, and that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's not a big deal. A lot of people do it, you know, but it suggests mobility with the residency, or not wanting to claim one particular address anymore. Okay, whereas you may have in the past. So it's like, I don't really live here anymore. All right. And it's just symbolic of like, I'm getting ready to shift in some way. But I feel like you have time for sure. Okay. So it's examining the options more than anything. All right. Thank you, Edgar. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? 11:11. Spirit was like, what time is it? 11:11. Make a wish, everyone. Carly Elizabeth. Carly Elizabeth. Carly Elizabeth, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Carly Elizabeth. You know, someone may have come into you recently and been like, let's go have fun. And you were like, this isn't fun. Let's go out and do this or that, or, you know what I mean? Have some drinks or have some friend time or go, and you're like, I think this person is disappointing you, but I think you're feeling disappointed. Maybe that you've outgrown some people in your life, you know, family or friends that you were once close to, maybe feeling some level of disappointment because as you're changing, I heard growing up, right? As you're changing and growing, you're feeling more isolated in some ways, and you're feeling less of a desire to push, to fake it, to try, okay, with those people or in those situations. You may also be feeling a little frustrated though too, because you are having a tremendous desire to rebuild. So that could be a tricky spot when you're like, my old relationships are things of my past that I've clearly outgrown, but I don't really want to go out and start making new friends or build a new, you know, chosen family. Like you could be finding that you're in a bit of a state, I want to say for the next 4 months, of like flatlining there, you know, and which way do I go? What I'm feeling is that your desire to have higher, your desire to be in alignment with people that are authentically feeding your soul, you are growing, they are growing. This is going to require that for a while you choose that or yourself, right? So it's like that or nothing. It's like, not to say you're nothing, okay, but it's like, I will either be alone and I will enjoy my own company, or I will have that higher vibration interaction, because there's really no going back. Okay. It's like, how many times are you going to keep going back there, going back there, going back there, going back there, going back there? All you're doing is telling the universe constantly that you aren't serious about being in alignment and deserving of, you know, new people who are on your level. You're saying, this is actually what I'm in alignment with. I want more of this. And so it's like, okay, have as much as you want, but you know, it's not going anywhere. So I think ultimately you have somebody coming in around 3 weeks out from now that starts to really look like the manifestation of your hard work, the karmic payout from your hard work is coming in. So you could find someone where instantaneously, it's like you're able to talk about anything instantaneously. You feel comfortable with this person, or like you've met them before. So there's past life connection, you know, right away. Like you guys are sort of talking out loud and problem solving. They're more open-minded. It's just not getting dragged back into the same stupid topics. You know what I mean? That these other things did. And I think you've been wanting this for a long time. I think you've always been pretty good at dulling yourself down a little bit to like get along with everyone and keep company. But I think you're ready for the real deal. Okay. Possibly even the last 6 years for you, you've been examining this. So I like this. Okay. Do your part. In 3 weeks, we see this coming in. The beginning of a whole new way of life. Thank you, Carly. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have coming in next? Next up is Hazel, Miami Heat 305-ish. Hazel, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Hazel. You know, somebody's trying to put words in your mouth, and somebody's trying to be real playful with you. This almost feels like a brother type energy, you know, like a playful male energy. It's like, oh, okay. Putting words in my mouth. It's like, I don't know what he's trying to do here really is. He's just trying to, I guess he's trying to feel closer to you. Okay, I get it. So it's like a play on words. It's like he's just sort of, you know, kind of playing with you a little bit. And I think that you're reaching a point, I think, in this relationship, and I think with some other people, where you're figuring out that you can like people and get along with people. You can also have enough of people. That's enough with the humans. And you're like, that's all. Okay. And it's like, this is the dividing line. Okay. Don't cross it. This is when I'm done. And it's like, I'm off now. Okay. I don't care if it's the middle of the day. I don't care if I'm at work. I don't care if we were in the middle of something. Now I'm off. I'm off. Okay. And you're learning how to pull back and just sort of detach, shut down, whatever. All right. And that's okay. I think that ultimately what's happening here is that you are going to find, and it feels like about 4 weeks out from now, so this could be coming to a head, you know, toward the end of the 3rd week. And then in the 4th week, it feels like the universe is giving you a reward for taking your personal space. If you do this, this could look like a trip to the beach. You could also live by the beach. Okay. But it's like you're getting a day, okay, away, or you're getting a trip to the beach. You're getting, I see a book coming your way. So this could literally be someone like gifting you something like a book, a class, you know, some education. This could be you feeling also as though you're elevating into more of a teaching position, a mentor position, a healer's or a light worker's position with people, where now you have a platform where people are asking to hear more from you, you know, and it's really because you're mastering this. You're mastering this ability to just be on with people for as long as you can or you want to be, and then choosing when to go off and just do your thing. Okay. Unapologetically taking the personal space you need in life, physically, mentally, energetically, verbally, spiritually, and otherwise. Okay. Just taking it. And it leads to all these increases. So it's like you're becoming very visible. Okay, very visible for this after the 4th week. Interesting. Okay. All right, Hazel, have fun with that. Who do we have next? Okay. Am I blind? Is that Lil? Okay. Lil 00012. Oh, Lily. Okay. Lily, I see. Oh my gosh, my brain. I couldn't read that. It's going to be an interesting night. Lily. Sorry about that. Lily, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Lily. Lily. Okay. Yeah. Somebody seems to be coming and offering you something. And I'm getting this at about 2 weeks out from now. I'm getting it peaking between 10 and 11 days. So there could be a final conclusion or a final part of the conversation, or like, what have you decided? Okay. They could be asking. And I think what's happening here is that someone's coming in and offering you something, and they feel very much like a dad type energy. So this sort of paternal vibe with this person coming in and suggesting, this feels work related, resource related, career related. They're suggesting that you would be appreciated and great in one position, that they could really use you for this, and that you would gain a lot from it. And this person talks very fast. They have a tendency to be kind of loud. You know, they're one of these people, you know, sometimes business owners, I get this vibe with business owners, I can always spot one because they're kind of crazy, right? They're fast, they're onto this, they're onto that, they're onto this, they're onto that. And it's like, wow, their brain, they have 50 tabs open, you know, they're working them all, right? They're multitasking, they're a step ahead, they're blah, 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 blah. And it's like, sometimes it can feel almost like an avalanche coming at you, or like a punch in the face. You're just like, that was a whirlwind. I mean, I don't even know what just happened. Okay. Hopefully they know what happened, because, you know, you're a little slower. You're trying to process it. You have questions about this whole thing. And they're just like, bam, 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 bam. So you may also feel around that time like, I have questions. Now that's why it extends out a few days. You can pull those together. I would write them down, get answers to what you need. Ultimately, though, this doesn't stand for a long time. This isn't something that's being offered you and it's just going to be sitting there in another 6 months. You know, it's a now or never type of thing, you know. So I feel you, it's a high suggestion that you take that. Also, anything you've been thinking of doing with residency, so whether it's like upgrades, changing, including workspace, like working in a new space, okay, that also comes up for you between the next 3 and 5 weeks. So that could be connected to this. Of course, everything's connected, but I think literally it could be connected to this. Okay, thank you, Lily. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Okay. We're doing last call. So that means that if you guys did not get your question in yet, well, you're not really doing questions tonight, right? If you didn't drop your donation yet, go ahead and do so at this time. Remember, if you need to post and ghost, it's not an issue. This will be published in 24 hours on my YouTube channel at Ask Ivy the Medium with timestamps. Also, just a reminder, if you guys want to book a reading, a psychic fair, or a party with me, you can go onto my website, ivyriverapsychicmedium.com. And if you want to sleep here, do a ghost hunt or a historical tour, okay, at the haunted house, the 1882 Victorian funeral home, you could check us out on the Haunted History Trail of New York State or up on my website. Come. The ghosts are waiting for you. We are 2 blocks from the beach as well. And there's a ton of like really good Puerto Rican food around here. It's a good time. All right, Danny R is next. Come all the way out here just for the rice and beans. I'm telling you, it's worth it. There's grandmas are in the kitchen. Danny R, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Danny R, something unexpected. Danny. Okay. Huh. I have people coming to you and saying, you know, this is a project, you know, we're all working on this project. This is what it is. And it's almost like you are being invited to figure out how to present this project, you know, how to complete it, how to put it in working order. How to flesh this out, how to work with these other people to make it comprehensive, pull it all together. You know, how are we going to do this? And it's almost like they're coming to you and they're saying like, well, you know, you're an important part of this team, or, you know, we want your feedback on this, or join in. And you're like, okay, I'll do that. You don't seem overly excited. You seem very realistic and grounded about it. It's like, but your first thought is this going to be like high school when we did labs and I always got stuck doing everything? Who knows what the other 4 people were doing? Flirting, or I don't know, in the bathroom. You know, you're like cautiously positive, or like cautiously optimistic about it, you know. But you're ultimately, I believe, deciding to bring your A game, do your best. Work with this, do your part, you know, contribute, wait to see how it all plays out. But I think you're expecting that it's potentially going to go pretty well, at least with 2 of these people, and that it is going to lead to more. And I think that's accurate. They have free will. They could botch it, but I doubt it because it has to get done. Like if not them, someone else, because this has to start getting done. So it's like this rolls into that next one and then the other one. And then at some point we're working on 2, 3, 5 at a time. Okay. So you're being invited in to something that feels like a group, you know, almost like a project and a new potential position for you. I want to say this is already starting. So in the last like 24 hours, this has already been brewing, maybe 48. And then this goes 2 weeks. Okay, but primarily 10 days. So we'll see. Interesting. Okay. Just remember, Danny, it's very important that while you are a sort of calm, cool, collected, pulled together person, that when it comes to opportunities and investment with your skills and your resources and getting paid, you mean business. All right, thank you. We're going to move on to another one. Who do we have next? Or are we at time? Next up is Akari Rook. Akari Rook. Love your name. I knew an Akari a long time ago. Akari Rook. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when for Akari? Okay. This looks like a pretty big opportunity. It's fast. It doesn't leave you much time to think. There's almost like no time for that anyways. It could come with quite a lot of training. It could come with high expectations, high mobility, high mobility, high mobility. It comes in, I want to say in the upcoming, could this be a week? It could. It could be a month. Okay, so you'll have to take it out resonates, but it's one out. Okay, and it's awfully close. I'm going to go with a week. But it feels like it comes in sort of like a whirlwind. It's almost like being offered a job that involves a lot of commuting, a lot of mobility, a lot of transfer of information, a lot of conversation, a lot of go, 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 go. And then there are like 3 other moving parts that go along with it. So it's almost like go, 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 but also make sure that's done right. Make sure that was filed. Make sure this was checked, you know, and then whatever happens over here could rearrange the entire thing. So it's like, you have to be cut out for this. This isn't for everyone, okay? And I think it feels like you're a shoo-in. So I feel like you are designed for this. And this being offered to you, they know it. So I don't know if you went through a personality test or you went through a series of like, you know, applying for places or they could just spot it, okay? I think employers have a tendency to spot these things. It's like that person's going to last 3 weeks. I just went through a cycle of these people. I was like, she's going to quit because that other one quit. One has nothing to do with the other, but she's weak-minded. I was like, this is you can tell. You can just tell before they even start. It's like they know with you that you're going to be able to handle things. And like 90-95% of the time, like even at the high speed, do it thoroughly or like do it well, like do it right. Okay. So, yeah, it looks like you may be taking this opportunity. You also seem to have your eyes set on some independent contracting, entrepreneurship, business ownership, some, you know, whether it be consultant work, I mean, work that you can do on your own where you control everything. I want to say, keep your eyes on the prize there because you're getting closer. Thank you, Akari. Good luck with that. Who do we have next? Or are we at time? Also, Diana, do you know what the next shows are? Is it Dreams maybe? Is it Monday? If you could pull those up, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what the hell. I think it is. I think it's Dreams and something else. I don't know. I just pumped out a video yesterday. But anyways, let me know, Diane, if we could pop it up at the end. Marade. Marade is next. Okay, this is number 2 for Marade. Give me something different, please, than what Marade had the first time. Something different. Marade. Something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Marade. Marade. I heard Danny. and playing whack-a-mole, cat and mouse. I'm ducking. I'm back. I'm ducking. I'm back. Looks like the groundhog lives under my house by my garbage cans. Throw a carrot at him, give him a banana, you know what I mean? Always asking for something, always like staring at me and like asking for stuff, but like never really eating it. I don't know. Disappearing, acting weird, like he's comfortable and he's not. It's like, I don't know what's going on with this guy. I have this guy popping in and trying to get your attention. Like, I'm here, Seeing in Zoolander when he popped out of the cave, with like the coal and shit on his face, It's like, I'm here, surprise. And you're like, yeah. It's getting a little weird. It's definitely starting to look spooky, a little unstable, a little nuts. And you may be feeling as though this person really just wants you to look at them, look at them, look at them. And they want you to give them your time, attention, energy, affection, only to reject it, only to like not eat it, not consume it, not embrace it, so that they can say, well, I don't owe you anything then, because I never took it. I'm not going to go to my groundhog outside and be like, look, I fed you 3 carrots, 2 bananas, and now you owe me, $10 or something. Like, I'm not going to, expect him to like, let me pet him or whatever. I'm not going to expect, like, how do I want to say this? This person uses this technique with a lot of different people and is very strategic in whom they choose so that the experience can last a lot longer. They can drag it out. This individual had an idea about you that you would not either catch on, address it, or leave. And I think you need to prove them wrong. Okay, is my opinion on this. But I have them popping up. I want to say I'm getting 2 days, I'm getting 4 days, I'm getting 10 days, but I also got 8 days. So between 8 and 10, this person between the 8th and the 10th day may be showing up every night, like in your dreams, in your head, telepathically, astro travel, like pulling and tugging at your, energy, attention, the cords. Yep. They also always want to be the victim. Bizarre behavior. Something's going on up there, and I can't prescribe a diagnosis, but I think this person could use some significant intervention because they're also getting old, real old to be acting that way. It's very middle school, stunted. This person's stunted. You may see very clearly how stunted they are, okay, in their development. It's like, wow, I'm dealing with a 12-year-old, but this is like the body of a 30-year-old man. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate and revealed, to say the least. But maybe you needed that. I think you did. I think you do need it. Okay, maybe you just need to see that so you can be like, cut those cords. I see clearly. No, thank you. Okay, so we're going to move on to another one. Thank you, Maraid. Who do we have next? Next up is Anna Pekka. How many more, Diana? Anna Pekka, this is number 2 for Anna Pekka. Please give me something different than whatever Anna got the first time. Okay, something different than what Anna got the first time. Anna Pekka, something unexpected is coming your way. You may have an opportunity to go on a boat ride. And at first I thought it was a ferry, but I don't know what this is exactly. This could be a boat that goes to a different boat. Okay, this could be, I mean, it doesn't have to be a ferry per se, but it feels almost like you're getting invited out onto a bit of a party boat. There could be some photography that's going on. This could just be like, take a picture of me. I look great. I looked freaking amazing on this boat, or it's like a selfie. I mean, it could be, but it looked a little more like professional pictures that maybe you could use. Okay. It's always nice when, somebody else can take a good picture of you. Versus a selfie, but I think you're pleasantly surprised in getting this invitation. It does feel a little unexpected. It could be some type of celebration or like a promo for something. I'm getting almost like a journalistic promo. So this could be like a magazine launch or something, but it feels fun. Maybe there's some fundraiser activity. There's definitely art involved. And I think it's important to go. All right. Now, this could also be symbolic of, and I'm getting all of this happening. I want to say it about, I'm getting like 15 to 21 days out. It's like you hit a spurt of getting invited to this, getting invited to that, getting invited to this. You may also be invited to something that looks like a dance class or salsa or like, I don't know. This looks like, Latin dancing, but you're just debating. You're like, I don't really know if I feel up for it. I think it's important for you to do some things, whether you fully feel you have the energy or not, or you're totally interested or not, just because they're new, just because they're different. What you're supposed to be doing in your life right now is taking these opportunities. You don't have to take all of them, but take ones that you're not used to doing. Don't be like, yeah, I want to do that because I've done that before. I've done that a whole bunch of times and I always enjoyed it. Let's stick with some of the other ones, the new ones. Create fluidity. You asked, you manifested, you are claiming from the universe some new energy and vibrancy in your life. That's going to come through fun and play through some of these opportunities that are being offered to you. Okay. So have fun with that. Love it. Get some good picks. All right. We're going to move on to another one. Now, I know this was supposed to be my last one, but then I saw something else. Where are we, Diana? Am I having a problem with the connection? I don't think so. Is anyone having a problem with the connection? Diana, I think it might be you because your mic wasn't really working in the beginning. We had a lot of problems connecting your audio. So maybe it's on your end. I don't know. I would, check your internet, make sure your internet is solid. Is anyone else having issues hearing me or seeing me? Let me know. Okay, next up, it seems okay on YouTube. Thank you, Anna. Okay, she fixed it. She's fine. Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, now is this my last one or where are we? This is going up and up and up and up and up and up. All right, here we go. Another one. All right, this. Okay, so we'll wrap it up after this one then. All right, Tiffany Williams. It's freaking fruit fly. You can't swat at a fruit fly. They just blow away. They're like too light. Tiffany Williams, something unexpected is coming your way. What and when? Tiffany Williams, something unexpected. What and when? It's like two different employers are fighting over you. It's like two different jobs are fighting over you. It's like there's a battle in the universe, for these two things. And you seem to be sort of sitting pretty and saying, let me think about it, because my comfort right now is really important to me. My sanity, being able to feel balanced, being able to feel like I have some solid foundation under me, a net. Like, yes, I want to grow, and yes, I want bigger opportunity, and yes, I want to expand, and I want all those things, but I also just want to feel sort of safe and secure right now. You may have also just gone through some change, and so there's the sense of like, let me rest for a minute, but when it rains, it pours. So it feels like in the last, I want to say couple weeks, there's been two positions sort of rivaling for, your attention. And you may be hearing that there are job openings or being offered positions, or just even, you know, looking around and recognizing that these things are available. But there's a sense here of you hearing, okay, from some people directly that they could use you, that they would prefer you. There's a lot of recognition lately that you carry a certain energy about yourself that's very like managerial, professional, yes, but like expertise. You know, there's a big difference between professionalism and expertise. Being able to problem solve, being efficient, okay? You can't buy this stuff. I mean, you can't train people to be this way. You have some character and integrity and intelligence and street smarts that just isn't something other people can learn from a training video or even years of working at a place or a book. It doesn't work that way. So you're in high demand. And this could be coming after a period of feeling like there was a bit of a drought, okay, with work opportunities. I think you need to decide what it is that you really want. And it feels like you have ballpark 9 days to figure this out a little bit more. Is there anything more you've been manifesting or anything more that you want? You may feel it coming in closer over the next, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks. You could be hearing about these opportunities, and this could end up being potentially, okay, really good for you, especially the one where you're looking at a significant pay increase and you're looking at higher, more elevated title that puts you in a position of power that would allow you to go out into the world and do a bunch of other things. Should you want to, even if you're like, well, I'm not really qualified for that. Should you want to, okay, you can use that title, that level up for that down the road. So I feel good about that. Definitely work. Okay. Thank you, Tiffany. I think that's everyone. Are we officially at time? And what is the next show we have, Diana? Were you able to look that up? I think it's the Dreams show. I want to say this upcoming week. Okay, thank you so much. So I will see you guys back here, hopefully, for my dream analysis show. I'm obsessed with dream analysis, symbology. Okay, so the dream analysis show, when is that? Can you pop that back up? Is that Wednesday? Monday. Okay, so I'll see you guys back here Monday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. Get your early dreams in now. So wherever you drop your donation, you're going to drop the dream analysis in with that. Try to keep it at 25 words or less. And I'll break it down for you. I'll tell you what the symbology is. I'll tell you what the message is behind it. And we'll get into some dream interpretation. Super fun. All right. Thanks so much for being here, everyone. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Spirit. I will see you guys on Monday. Have a great night.